1 in 5 people lives with a mental illness. Each of us feels the impact, whether it affects you directly or someone you know and love. Stanford University's Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences uses an innovative 5-fold approach to advance the field of psychiatry. The approach helps those living with mental illness as well as the medical community and society as a whole.
We are seeking to build a better future, and we do that through integrating 5 missions. The first is the idea of advancing science. What is our true understanding of mental illness, of the origins of mental illness, of normal health and development. Secondly is clinical innovation, so really building much better evidence-driven models of clinical care so that people with mental illness have better quality of life. Third area is educational excellence. We have the privilege not only of training medical students, residents, and fellows, but also psychology trainees, scientists, mental health professionals throughout their careers. The fourth area is community engagement and commitment, and that is the sense that we serve our local community and we serve communities throughout the world. And then the fifth area is leadership, really living up to our promises, living up to the commitments that we have in society, and building new evidence-driven public policy to build leaders of the future. And the idea is to harmonize and bring all 5 of those missions together for a very robust and committed Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences.
The Department of Psychiatry here at Stanford University is the epitome of what a modern academic department of psychiatry should be. All these different missions are valued equally by the administration, both within the department and at a university level.
I study the effect that traumatic stress has in brain development. The work fulfills the mission of the department in all of its areas. It really integrates community work with science, with education, with leadership in the profession, and with clinical excellence. We develop treatment protocols that we put into practice. In that way, we reach our community here locally. What's distinct about this department is there is an open door policy. Everyone really likes to collaborate and work together.
So my research focuses on brain dysfunction that often occurs after people have had cancer. My research has thrived really well here because I've been able to approach it from multiple angles, not just psychiatry and neuropsychology, but immunology, genetics, endocrinology, oncology. So we have a very collaborative group.
My Center for Interdisciplinary Brain Sciences Research probably couldn't exist in most departments of psychiatry. We don't just do research with our patients and send them away. We offer clinical services to them as well.
At Stanford, I wasn't being forced into somebody else's framework of what I had to do, and so when I got interested in helping people control their pain with hypnosis or deal with their existential anxiety with group therapy, I got asked to set up a Center for Integrative Medicine. So the institution has kind of adapted to my strengths and what I can bring to it, and that enables me to give more back to the institution.
So my work is specifically around anorexia nervosa and the treatment of adolescents. I do translational science as well. You can't do that most places. Stanford has a depth of capacity both in terms of expertise and all the instrumentation and research support that you need to be able to carry that kind of translational research forward.
Ultimately, we're trying to model and teach leadership in fields, that you don't just follow along and do what people say you ought to do. You think for yourself. You evaluate what's good and what could be better in psychiatry and how can we do it. And we have community connections, both with support programs, for example, like Breast Cancer Connections in Palo Alto. A big part of our department of works is the Veterans Administration Medical Center. We encourage people to do what most challenges and interests them.
Stanford also is outstanding because of its educational mission. We need to be training the next generation of researchers who are going to advance knowledge.
We have fantastic educational programs that are across the professional development spectrum and work with all different kinds of mental health professionals. I'm able to nurture and support careers of young scientists of young educators, great clinicians, people from different disciplines, different walks of life, all to contribute to building a better future.
We have programs that really integrate both the MD and PhD programs, which is very exciting. I think also we are highly communicative with each other in the educational areas of our department.
One of the things that my training has kind of allowed me to do is to really explore who I want to be as a clinician.
I think this department can contribute to the overall forward momentum in psychiatry because you can do really innovative things at Stanford.
We can develop treatments that work, new treatments, evaluate them, find out what they do psychologically and physiologically, and from that point of view, the sky's the limit at Stanford.
In bringing the 5 missions together, by having better knowledge, having that informed clinical innovation, having the opportunity to prepare professionals of the future who are informed by better science and are able to do more innovative clinical care, serving our communities, and then being a voice for our patients and a voice for the profession, bringing all 5 of those together is why we can really build a better future.